Welcome back to Worst Engines or Not. Today we are doing one of the most notorious engines out there, the Ford 5.4 liter 3-valve Triton engine. So this engine is a member of the modular family, and they started putting them in vehicles in 2004. They were used in some capacity all the way up until 2014. This is our top selling unit. It is the most requested as far as quotes go, and it's the most requested as far as this video series goes. Some will say it's because there are so many of them out there since they were put in the F-Series trucks. Others will say it's because they are so problematic. Just a reminder that all engines have their problems and that these are the common problems for this engine particularly, meaning if you do have a problem, it is likely going to be one of these. The first thing I want to talk about, which I'm sure everyone is familiar with, is the issues with the spark plugs. Some people will say the issue is isolated to the 2 valves. That is not true. The 3 valves have the same problem. So basically there are not enough threads to adequately screw in the spark plug, and that results in the spark plug shooting out of the engine. The spark plugs themselves are also very short, so that in itself doesn't help. In 2007, they released a newer model that had different size holes for the spark plugs to screw into, and honestly, this didn't really seem to help all that much either. Second thing I want to talk about is cam phaser issues. You can hear this one coming. Everyone knows what that cam phaser rattle sounds like, and this can happen for a couple of reasons. The first one being that the phasers really just weren't built to withstand the normal wear and tear that this engine goes through. The second thing is that this engine is also known to have lubrication issues and oil pressure issues, and if your phasers are not being properly lubricated, they will eventually fail. I would just like to add that we do send out a high volume oil pump with all of our Reman 5.4 liter 3-valve engines to help remedy the problems with the oil pressure and the lubrication issues. Number 3, let's talk about timing problems. I posted a great video going in depth and showing you the damage that the timing problems on this engine can cause, but just to recap all of that, the chain is made out of a very lightweight material which is prone to stretching. This will eventually cause it to jump timing. Since this is an interference engine, that will always end in catastrophic damage. This is also a problem you can hear coming, the infamous timing chain slap. You can hear that chain rattling up against the timing cover and also against the reluctor wheel. It's also important to note that the engine utilizes hydraulic tensioner, so when your chain does begin to stretch and when it does eventually jump timing, it is going to cause the seal on that tensioner to break, and that is going to start bleeding off oil pressure. Anytime you're losing oil pressure, we all know that's not good. 4, fuel pump driver module is known to fail prematurely. This was actually mounted directly to the steel frame, which made it very susceptible to wear and tear, high heat, and caused it to fail early. This is a very easy fix though. I lost count, but next let's talk about gasket failure. This is more likely to happen on your oil pan or on your head gasket, and honestly, gaskets break down over time, so it's not that surprising. This engine in particular is prone to very high operating temperature, so it's likely to happen a little bit sooner than it would probably in any other vehicle. If you have any experience with these problems or a good experience with the engine, I would love to hear about it in the comments.